everybody. So this week we have a new release on our website. We have a new pattern, the Treasure Hunt skirt. There are 6 styles in one skirt, plus maternity options for 3 of the styles. There is a basic pencil skirt, a pencil skirt with a straight flounce, a pencil skirt with a high-low flounce, an A-line skirt with an option for a high-low hem, and a pleated skirt, all one pattern. I'm so excited about it. I really am. I love all the options. The maternity options come with the basic pencil, the pencil with the straight flounce, and the pencil with the high-low flounce, just because A-line and pleated skirts don't tend to lend themselves to a baby bump very well without some major modifications, but there are pieces for all of the maternity options and instructions in the tutorial on how to use them, of course. So today I am showing you the pleated option for the Treasure Hunt skirt, just because box pleats can be a little bit challenging to show in flat pictures, and I wanted to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to learn how to do them the way that works for you. So of course there is instructions on how to complete them in the tutorial, but I'm going to go through the steps for you today so that you can make your own pleated Treasure Hunt skirt. I hope that you love the pattern. I hope that you'll pick it up and try all the options, and I hope that you'll enjoy this video tutorial on making the pleats. The very first step in making the pleated Treasure Hunt skirt, of course, is cutting out all of our pieces. So here I have my waistband piece. I'm going to set that to the side. And then over here, I have both of the skirt pieces. They're already cut out. And then I also went ahead and pre-marked them. As you can see, I followed the line. So on the pattern, there is some sizes have solid lines as their sizes, and so their lines are just dotted in between. Some sizes, their strokes on the pattern are already dotted, so there'll be a different dotted line in the center of each pleat. So I've gone ahead and marked the outsides of each pleat, which are these solid lines, and then the inside of each pleat, which are these dotted lines. And I've done it all the way across, just like that, marking 2 inches down. And I've done it on the front and back parts of the skirt. So the first step that we're gonna do is taking our skirt. I turned it so it's right sides up. That way you can kind of, hopefully, see a little better what I'm doing. What I'm gonna do is fold this over, just like this, so you can see that now that the center of the pleat is here on the fold, and line it up with the edge of the fabric here, just like that. And you'll see that it's in line with the marking on the back for the other edge of the pleat. And I'm just gonna put a clip right there because we are going to stitch this pleat in place. So we're gonna stitch this 2 inches right along this line, and we're gonna back stitch on the top and the bottom because we wanna keep this stitching in place. This is not gonna be a baste, this is gonna be a stitch that stays. So we're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna show you what that looks like. So now it is stitched. You can see the stitching. Here, I'll bring it closer so you can actually see that it is stitched right along there. You can even see my little tail from stitching. And I back stitched at the bottom and at the top of the pleat. So we can then open the pleat up just like that. And we are going to take the dotted line and flatten our pleat out just like that. And then you can clip or pin that pleat in place. And then we will go ahead and do that for the rest of these pleats. You can flatten these out as you go. You do not have to. That's totally optional. I like to do it just because it feels like it gives me more of an idea what it's going to look like. And then I'll turn it over so you can see the front of the pleat. Just creates that nice little box pleat that adds volume to our skirt, and it's so beautiful and just very classic. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the pleats on the front and back, and then I will come back and show you what that looks like. All right, as you can see, I have now completed finishing all of my pleats. So I'm going to go through and just flatten them out aligning the center with the center of the pleat. Sorry, aligning the dotted line with the center of the pleat on the right side of the fabric. I'll do one facing up so you can see. Here's the dotted line. And then I just line up the dotted line with that center seam there and just clip it in place. I love these pleats because they're so easy to make. And they just really have a nice classic look. And so it's really fun. Fun and easy, which is always a great thing. Couple more. Flatten you out there. All right. So the next step is, move this out of the way, laying the front skirt. Well, it doesn't really matter because they're identical, but we're gonna lay one side of the skirt. Do you see how nice the little pleats look? It's just pretty. All right, lay one piece of the skirt, the main part of the skirt, with right sides up, and then you're gonna lay the other piece right sides down so that they are right sides facing. And then we are going to line up the side seams and pin those in place. Just like that. All the way down to the corner. Where did I put my clips? I don't know. I just had 3. There's the other one. Whoa. And I like to do one right in the middle just to make sure everything is aligned. So we're gonna do that. And when you do this, you wanna do both sides. So I'm gonna do all the way down this side, and then I'll come over here and I will also go all the way down this side as well. I guess I can pin it in place really fast. Get the tops all lined up here. And just make sure the sides are all in place. Lined up nicely. All right, so we are going to sew down each side seam using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And then I will show you what that looks like as soon as it's done. Okay, both side seams are sewn. So you can see it goes all the way down just like that. On the other side as well. Just like that. So the next step, we're gonna set that aside. We need to make the waistband. So I have my waistband piece cut out. It's already folded, right sides facing. This is a little bit taller than the pattern calls for. If you prefer a wider waistband, it's really easy just to add 1 inch or 2 to the height. And let's see, this one, the pattern calls for 4 inches, and this is 6 inches tall. So, you know, it's not a huge difference. It just adds 1 inch of height total to the waistband. And it's totally up to you, your preference. If you prefer a taller waistband, if you have a shorter body, you might prefer a shorter waistband. It's just preference. And this is 6 inches is usually about where I like my waistbands to be, but everybody has a different sort of preference. So I am going to, we're just going to put some clips right here. We're going to keep this in place, and we are going to sew along this short edge of the waistband. As you can see, the waistband is now sewn right there. Now we need to fold it in half, like so, so that the right sides are facing out, just like that. All right, so the next thing we need to do is find, I like to quarter them. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I, especially if I'm just sewing for me, I do not quarter them before I attach the waistband, just because it's not, nobody's looking at it, doesn't have to be tidy. However, to quarter them, you're going to, I use the seam as a reference point, and I take this seam right here and I put a clip there. And then I find, while it's laying flat, the center front point, because this will be my center back point. Then what I do, I take my waistband and I put it so that those two clips match, right? Because that means that they're even. And these new 2 points here will be my side points. Put a clip there, making sure you get both layers of your waistband and a clip there. And now we have a quartered waistband. Center front, center back, and sides are both marked. So I'm gonna move that up here. I'm gonna turn my skirt right side out. Let's see, find my side seams. There's one, and there's one, just like that. And then I'm gonna take my waistband, find my center back. Where are you? There it is. And I'm gonna align my center back. Let's see, where are the side seams? Here. Count the pleats. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this center right here is the center back of my skirt. So I will align the center back seam of the waistband with that point of the skirt. And then I will do the same thing on the front of the skirt right here, aligning that center front clip with that center front point. And then I take and I turn it sideways, just like I did with my waistband. And I'm going to align those side clips with the side seam, because on this pattern, the side seam is the exact side of the skirt. So, and then do the same thing on the other one for the side. Now what we're going to do is attach the waistband. So you can see that I have some of my pleats pinned down, right? And some of them are not. I usually don't, when I'm just sewing for myself, I usually don't clip them down. I usually just flatten them as I go. I feel like it's just as much work to have to take the clips out as it is to flatten as I go. So I showed you both ways because I feel like it's good to have options. So I'm going to go ahead and attach the waistband, and I will be back to show you what that looks like. And the waistband is all attached. You can see all my little markings. I used a water-soluble marker. I really just use Crayolas because I almost always have them on hand because kids. But honestly, when back to school sales happen, I usually go buy myself a couple packs of these just because I use them so much for sewing. I mark everything with Crayola markers. So you can see all my pleats are sewn and they're flat now, and the waistband is attached. We'll just fold that up. The only thing left to do is hem our skirt. So what we're gonna do is take and fold that up, and then you're gonna press that 1/2 inch to the wrong side of the fabric and clip or pin it in place. And you're going to do that all the way around. I'm not gonna show you me doing that all the way around because that's super boring, but I would just need to tell you that you need to do that all the way around. And then you're gonna use any stretch stitch to go ahead and lock that hem in place. So you're gonna stitch at 3/8 inches away from the edge of the fold here to make sure you lock it in at 1/2 inch on the hem. And now it's hemmed. That is it. That is the entire process to make this pleated skirt. It's super simple, super quick, and it's such a cute classic style that can be changed with fabric to go, you know, a t-shirt and chucks, or heels and a nice sweater for work if you go into an office. There's so many ways to style it, and it's perfect for so much. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope that this tutorial was helpful for you and that it helps walk you through the steps of making your pleated treasure hunt skirt. I hope that you enjoy the pattern, and I hope that you will come back and hang out with me again next week when we sew up our next pattern. I will see you then. Bye.